Today let us see the anatomy of root. The last class we have learnt about the tissues and types of tissue system and functions of tissue system. In this lesson you have to see, going to read about the internal, how the internal structure of the plants are present. For that already we have seen, we have to take the section from the plant and you have to keep it under the microscope to view the internal structure of the plant. And this is the ground plan of the TS of, that is the transverse section of the dicot root, and you can see the layers: epidermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, and the vascular bundles. The next you can, if you see like this, there won't be any idea. So you have to take a portion enlarged of this part and you can keep it under the microscope. You can see the layers accurately, and this is the first layer of the dicot root, which is known as the epiblema or rhizodermis. It is made up of single layer, and the cells are of parenchyma. The parenchyma cells are rectangular or barrel shaped parenchyma. You can see many outgrowths like here, and these are known as root hairs. And the next layer is cortex, and this layer is very large. It is also made up of parenchyma cell, but the cells are spherical or circular in shape. You can see the intercellular space here. And the next innermost layer is the endodermis, which is, see here, this is the endodermis layer, and it is also made up of a single parenchymatous cell, but it is a barrel shaped cells or rectangular shaped cells without intercellular space. In this endodermis you can see the Casparian strips. That is, what do you mean by Casparian strips? Means there is a thick light thinning of the endodermis. That is, the cell which is quite opposite, that is the straight towards the xylem, will have thin in nature, so that the water moves from the epidermis, cortex and endodermis, then it enters into the xylem and reaches the center part of the root. So that type of thickenings are known as Casparian strips. The next layer is known as the pericycle region, and this pericycle, vascular bundle and pith altogether known as stellar region. So this pericycle region is it is also made up of a single layer of parenchymatous cell. Next to pericycle you can see two different types of cells. These are known as xylem and these are known as phloem. These are the vascular bundles, and here you can see the number between the cells are present in between the xylem and phloem. Those are known as conjunctive tissues. And see this vascular bundle, the number of xylem is 4 in number and the phloem is 4 in number. So when you say about the vascular bundle of TS of dicot root, it is tetrarch. Tetrarch means 4 bundles. Xylem is present. Xylem is 4 in number and phloem is also 4 in number. Xylem alternates with phloem, so it is known as radial bundle. And one more thing here, you have to see, this is the xylem, bigger xylem cell, which is known as metaxylem, and see it is the thinner, there is smaller xylem cell, which is known as protoxylem, and this protoxylem is facing towards outside and metaxylem facing towards inside. This type condition is known as exarch xylem. So when you say about the vascular bundle of TS of dicot root, it is radial arrangement, tetrarch arrangement and exarch xylem. And the pith here may or may not be present. In most conditions the pith is absent. And for this is a diagrammatic representation of microscopic view of TS of dicot root. For the theoretical purpose I have shortened you and I have given you in the format of simple words. So let us see it in the next part. See, this is the TS of dicot root theoretical. So you have to write first what are the layers present in the TS of dicot root: epiblema, cortex, endodermis and the stellar part having 3 parts. And first you have to explain epiblema, that is outermost layer. Epi means outer, blemma outermost layer. And the second thing you can see, there won't be any cuticle, so there is no transpiration or respiration takes place. So cuticle and stomata is absent there. And the one thing is present which is known as unicellular rat hair is present. Let us see the next layer, that you have to write cortex. It is multi-layered, large zone. Cells are made parenchyma. Then you can see the intercellular space present, stores food and water. The next layer you have to write is endodermis, innermost layer. Cells are parenchyma, but the barrel-shaped cells. Casparian strips are present. The function is movement of water from cortex to xylem. And the next layer is the stele region, has pericycle vascular bundle. You can say the pericycle, which is next to the endodermis, formed from lateral roots, and vascular bundle. While explaining about vascular bundle, you have to say xylem and phloem are present, and the condition is radial, alternating arrangement, exarch-xylem, protoxylem towards the external, and number of bundles is tetrarch, and the pith is absent. This is the format given you to write your write your theory part very easier. Let us next read about the TS of monocot root. And here you can see the transverse section of monocot root. In the same manner, you have to take monocot root means you already know what is a monocot. Monocot means the plants which have single cotyledon, only one seed leaf is known as monocot. So we have to take the root from the monocot plant and then take a transverse section like this. And then you can see that this is the ground plan already, and if you see the seed is been similar to that of the dicot root. The only thing is the presence of the vascular bundle. In dicot root there are 4 vascular bundles. So here you can see that are many xylems that is arranged in the form of a ring shape, and this is the first and foremost difference between dicot root and monocot root. See, the first layer is known as the epidermis or epiblema or rhizodermis, and you can see the outgrowths which is known as the root hairs. The second layer is the cortex, which is large in nature, and it is made up of parenchyma cell. You can see the intercellular space between the cells are known as intercellular space, which is seen here. And the innermost layer is known as the endodermis. This layer is known as the endodermis. Here also the Casparian strips are present, which allows the water traveling from the soil, enters into the root hair, then to the epidermis, then cortex, and reaches the endodermis, and through the Casparian strip enters into the xylem and it reaches the center part of the plant. And here you can see this endodermis layer. Next to endodermis is pericycle, and this pericycle is also made up of single layer of parenchyma similar to dicot root. And the next one is the vascular bundle. By explaining the vascular bundle, you can see there are many xylem bundles are present. So this condition is known as polyarch. Poly means many, and it is arc. It is arranged in the shape of arc, that is the ring shape. So polyarch bundle. Here the pith is present and it is large in nature. Let us see the theoretical part, how to write it in the theoretical manner. Layers of monocot root. The same way you have to write the layers of the monocot root: epiblema, cortex, endodermis, stele parts, and you have to explain epiblema outermost layer, cuticle and stomata are absent, unicellular root hair is present. The second layer the same way, cortex, multi-layered large zone, cells are parenchyma, intercellular space are present, stores food and water. Endodermis, innermost layer. This manner it will be easy for you to write the correct, you can stick to the point while you are writing your theory or examination. So the cells are parenchyma cells, Casparian strips are present, movement of water from cortex to xylem. Let's see the next layer. It is the stellar region, has pericycle and vascular bundle, which is inner to the endodermis, formed from lateral roots. Then while explaining about the vascular bundle, you have to keep some caution. Xylem and phloem is as usual present, which is radial, and it is a protoxylem facing towards outside, so it is exarch xylem. But here, instead of tetrarch condition, here it is polyarch. Poly means many. So many xylem or phloem arranged in the form of a ring shape is been clearly explained. And the pith is present, which is large in nature. Now let us see the contrasting characters of dicot root and monocot root. So in the case of pericycle, it gives rise to lateral roots. The dicot root gives this pericycle, from the pericycle only the lateral roots, that is the sideward roots. Lateral means sideward roots are raised, and the phalogen is a part of vascular bundle. Here, the monocot root, only the lateral roots arise. In the case of vascular tissue, it is easily mentioned that limited number of xylem phloem, here more number of xylem and phloem. Conjunctive tissues, here it is made up of parenchyma. In the case of monocot, it is made up of sclerenchymatous. Cambium, it is in the time of secondary growth it appears. Here it is absent in the case of monocot root. And while coming for the xylem, already mentioned that it is 4 in number, tetrarch condition. Here it is polyarch condition. So far we have seen here in this, that is the TS of dicot root, TS of monocot root, and this is the chart which explains you the difference between the dicot and monocot root. Let us move on to the assignment. For your assignment, is it very important thing, you have to draw and practice the dicot root structure, monocot root structure, and compare and contrast the TS of dicot root. So while you are drawing itself, you have to understand that while drawing epidermis, that is a epiblema, outer layer, like that you have to simplify your words which I have given in this part, and it will be easy for you to go through your examination and also during your revision part. Thank you.